I came across a question online that got me thinking. When was the last time you were happy? And I want you to reflect on it just for a moment. I can tell you what came to my mind, that I'm basically happy most of the time. But there were more questions coming to my head afterwards. What does happiness even mean? And what's the difference between short-term and long-term happiness, if there is one? And what I came across is what I want to talk about in this video. According to Daniel Kahnemann, happiness is what we experience in the moment that something good happens to us, or where we are together with people in a group setting and we just enjoy our time. That's what happiness is. It arrives spontaneously and is very fleeting. So if it's fleeting and just for the short term, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to base your whole life around it and to make it the primary aim of your life. Because as soon as the moment is gone, the feeling is gone as well. And personally, I don't want to spend my life chasing this perfect moment, because you're feeling like this hamster in a wheel and you're never gonna get anywhere. So that's happiness for the short term. And that brings us to long-term happiness, what Kahnemann calls satisfaction. And satisfaction is long-term and based on achieving goals that we set ourselves. And that's the one thing that we should focus on. When I continued to think about that question, I noticed that I was avoiding it a little bit, and I noticed that if my happiness was like a line, there weren't like huge peaks, because they're usually followed by a dip, and I'm kind of trying to avoid that. So my base satisfaction was quite high, and I think that's a very good thing, and I'm quite happy with that. I also noticed that I have quite the low barrier for happiness, or for things that make me happy. For example, for me it's enough to make a quick joke with co-workers or even with myself or about something that is happening at that very moment. There are very many things that make me happy, and that's something that I worked on, and it's really beneficial for me overall. If you find yourself struggling with that and enjoying the little things in life, I would definitely advise you to cut out the happiness killers in your life. And this can be things that make you feel like you're happy in the moment but actually don't in the long term. For example, for me it was definitely video games and doom scrolling on TikTok, and when I cut out these, I really noticed how I was enjoying the small things more, and that's a really good thing. Because when I still played video games and was on TikTok, I really couldn't care less about working on myself or any real situation actually. I just cared about the things on the screen, the things on my headphones, and the next hit of instant happiness, which is even more fleeting if it comes from a screen and through speakers. The last thing I want to talk about is that moments always pass. I remember having this mindset, or this sentence I would say in my head, that when X happens, I'm gonna be happy. Or when I'll be at this event, I'm finally gonna be happy and fulfilled. Might sound super obvious to you, but to me it wasn't. And that's why it's more important to focus on your base satisfaction of your life, instead of just chasing the next vacation, the next holiday, or the next event that you're going to attend. Of course, that's important, don't get me wrong, and I'm still planning vacations and everything, and that's a lot of fun. But the difference between me now and let's say 5 years ago is that I'm not focusing solely on those vacations and those small events. Because what I would do back then is I would completely ignore the time until then and just focus on the thing that happens in 2 months, and forget that I still had 2 full months to enjoy and to do the things I like to do and to enjoy life. So if you focus on your everyday life to become more enjoyable, these highlight vacations and general highlight events, they act like a bonus. They're the cherry on the top of your life, basically. They're not the reason you get out of bed every morning. Those would be the few findings that I had on happiness in the last few days. And if you now want to know how to maximize your productivity while feeling good about it, then check out my other video about Ali Abdaal's book Feel Good Productivity, and then we see each other in the next one. Bye.